Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillah, salatu wassalamu ala rasulillah. Inshallah, here today, I will do a brief chapter 3 overview of all the sections in this chapter. I've heard that that's always a good practice to do. So, here's a quick overview. In this chapter, there are 10 sections. It's a pretty big chapter, and it is all about nouns. So, this chapter is just all about nouns. So the first section is about al-ism al-mansub, what is seen here, al-ism al-mansub, and this is a relative adjective. It's not a relative pronoun like that, but it's a relative adjective. Things like somebody who is like Baghdadiyun, for example, from Baghdad, or Sarfiyun, somebody who's an expert in surf, and things like that. So it's a relative adjective, like description, a noun describing a particular quality of a person, like Hindiyun, that's somebody who's Indian. That's Ism Mansub, relative adjective, how to describe a person based on an adjective. That's the first section. How do you construct these nouns? The second section, 3.2, al-ism tasghir, tasghir meaning like small. Ism tasghir is a diminutive noun, like Hassan and Hussein is a little Hassan. That's a diminutive noun. So use these affectionately or insultingly. These are diminutive noun. Al-ism tasghir. That's the second section. And the third section is about nouns that are ma'rifatan, ma'rifa or nakira, that is indefinite and indefinite nouns. Ma'rifa, known, like al-kitabu, nakira kitabun, indefinite. So definite and indefinite. They give a new terminology. I'm used to definite and indefinite, but in this case, they call indefinite common nouns. That means that's a different terminology, I guess, but indefinite can also be used as alternatively as common nouns. Definite and indefinite are definite and common nouns. Okay, that's the third section. And then the fourth section is al-ism muzakkar wa muannas, masculine and feminine noun. How do you recognize nouns to be masculine, and how do you recognize nouns to be feminine? So that's section number 4. And section number 5 is about wahidun wa tasniyatun wa jam'un, singular, dual, and plural nouns. All about how to recognize them, how to construct them. So this is, I guess, the section about the plurality of nouns. And then section 3.6, aqsamul jam'a, the types of plurals, like sound plural, broken plural. I guess that's what we're going to talk about here. Aqsamul jam'a. That's section 3.6. And section 3.7 is al-marfu'at, nouns that are always marfu. Al-marfu'at, nouns that are always marfu. And then 3.8, al-mansubat, nouns that are always mansub. And then 3.9, al-majrurat, nouns that are always majrur. And finally, these last these three sections are al-marfu'at, al-mansubat, and al-majrurat. These are nouns that are always marfu, nouns that are always mansub, nouns that are always majrur. And finally, at-tawabi'u, at-tawabi, and this is nouns which follow other nouns, as in tabi, the followers, right? So tawabi'u are nouns which follow. So a noun that follows another noun, that they're linked to each other. There's two nouns that are kind of linked to each other in that way. So this is the overview of all the topics that we're going to talk about in this section. Inshallah, we shall continue next time with the review of the first topic. Salatu wassalamu ala rasulillah, alhamdulillah, rabbil alamin.